Hi everyone, I am here to share my telephonic interview experience for a physical design engineer position at a semiconductor company. So let's start. First, I was asked to introduce myself. Then I was asked about the academic projects that I did during my masters. This took around 8 to 10 minutes. The overall interview was for 45 minutes. Next, I will tell you what I was asked in the next 30 minutes and what I answered. The first question that I was asked was, what will happen if we interchange the position of NMOS and PMOS in an inverter? My response was, if we interchange the position, the NMOS will not fully charge and the PMOS will not completely discharge. I was asked to justify my answer, to which I replied, for the NMOS to be turned on, the VGS should be greater than VT. Now the drain terminal is connected to VDD and source is connected to the output. Vg is equal to Vdd. So the equation becomes Vdd minus Vs should be greater than Vt, which implies Vs should be less than Vdd minus Vt. So this equation depicts the NMOS can charge till Vdd minus Vt, after which it will be turned off. Similarly, we can prove for the PMOS, the PMOS can discharge up to Vt, after which it will be turned off. Coming to the second question, how will you solve setup and hold violation? I replied, there are different ways to fix setup and hold violations. So coming to the setup violation, I can fix it by upsizing the transistor. As resistance is inversely proportional to width, so increasing the width will reduce resistance, which will increase the current and will reduce the delay. Secondly, I can swap HVT cells with the LVT cells, which is like low threshold voltage cells. I can also reduce the wire length, which will reduce the net delay. I can insert buffers to condition the signal. I can also pipeline the path. And the most important thing is, if I'm allowed to play with the clock path, I will pull the launch clock and push the capture clock. So these are particularly some of the ways which I can use to fix setup violation. Now coming to the hold violation, I can downsize the transistors. I can swap LVD cells with the SVT cells. I can increase the wire length to increase the wire delay or the net delay. I can add cells into the path, like delay cells, so that the data will reach late. If allowed to play with the clock path, I will push the launch clock and pull the capture clock. Then I was asked, what is crosstalk? Crosstalk is the undesirable effect caused by neighboring wires due to capacitive cross coupling. And I was asked a follow-up question based on this, and the question was how it affects timing. My response was, if the aggressor and victim are switching in the same direction, then it may lead to hold violation. And if the aggressor and victim are switching in opposite direction, then it may lead to setup violation. Coming to the next question, how to solve crosstalk problem? My answer was, I can increase the distance between the aggressor and the victim, as it will reduce the coupling capacitance between them. Secondly, I can increase the drive strength of the cell driving the victim net. Thirdly, I can shield the nets, that is, connecting the nets that shields the aggressor and victim nets to VDD or VSS. Let's say you have a glitch. Should you be worried about it? So I responded, it depends. If the glitch is not occurring within the setup or hold timing windows, then we should not be worried about it. Apart from these technical questions, I was asked about synthesis, like what files did you give as an input to the synthesis tool? What did that contain? What type of constraints did I use? How did I fix my timing violations? How big was my design? And what problems did I face and how did I overcome? So these were some of the questions that I was asked based on the synthesis that I did. I will be sharing my on-site interview experience as well. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.